Do you find yourself trapped in the grip of debilitating perfectionism? You know, that relentless pursuit of flawlessness that keeps you awake at night, where no matter what you do or how hard you try, it's never good enough. Yeah, that one. I understand how satisfying it can feel when things are perfect. You get something just right. For example, when everything aligns perfectly, bringing a sense of order and peace into your world. However, these moments are rare because the reality is we live in a messy, chaotic world that often triggers our nervous systems. In response, you might find yourself becoming a bit of a control freak, striving tirelessly to bring calm out of chaos. Sound familiar? But despite your best efforts, it can often feel like a losing battle. The constant striving for perfection not only exhausts you, but also leads to chronic stress, fatigue, and takes a toll on your overall health. But guess what? It is totally possible to break free and find peace in the perfectly imperfect. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a certified hypnotherapist with over 10 years of experience specialising in treating highly sensitive people. As a HSP and recovering perfectionist, today I want to share with you what I've learned. And of course, I'm not going to be able to get to everything in this video, even though I've tried to include as much as I can. And as I was planning this, I was finding more things I wanted to add, and I was like, we don't have time for this. So let's get stuck straight in, so you can stop being a prisoner of perfection. Understanding perfectionism. First off, let's understand what we're dealing with. Perfectionism isn't just about wanting to do well. It's a deeper, more complex issue. It's that voice that tells you nothing less than perfect is acceptable, making you fear failure, criticism, and even success at times. It stems from various sources like upbringing, society, and personal pressures. But the truth? It's a mirage, an unattainable standard that can lead to stress, burnout, and missed opportunities. The perfectionism trap. Perfectionism can trap you in a cycle of procrastination, anxiety, and low self-esteem. It tricks you into thinking you're not good enough, leading to overthinking and inaction. Have you ever worked tirelessly on a project, obsessing over every little detail, getting it to about 80 to 90% complete, and then moved on to the next project without fully finishing what you started? This often stems from the fear of failure or fear of putting your work out into the world to be judged and criticised. I'm guilty of this. Or maybe you've delayed starting a project because you got stuck in the planning phase, wanting it to be perfect before you begin. Yep, guilty of that one too. That's the perfectionism trap. It's paralysing, and honestly, it robs you of the joy of learning, growing, and just being human. So how do we break free? Tip number 1, embrace imperfection. Start by acknowledging that mistakes are not only inevitable, but valuable. They're opportunities for growth, not evidence for failure. Challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone and accept that being perfectly imperfect is not just okay, it's beautiful. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. Understanding the value of mistakes. The path to mastery is paved with mistakes. A master has failed more times than a beginner has even tried. Each mistake is a stepping stone, a lesson in disguise. By acknowledging that mistakes are inevitable, we can start to see them not as evidence of our inadequacy, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Start to adopt a positive mindset and self-talk. Reframing failure as feedback. When we reframe failure as feedback, we shift our perspective from one of self-criticism to one of self-improvement. Instead of seeing a mistake as a personal flaw, we can view it as information that helps us understand what didn't work and why. This shift in perspective allows us to use our mistakes constructively, learning and evolving with each experience. You only fail when you stop trying. Tip 2. Set realistic goals. Break down your tasks into manageable steps and celebrate the small victories. It's about progress, not perfection. By setting achievable goals, you reduce the pressure on yourself and recognise the value in the journey, not just the destination. For example, health and fitness goals are not static. They require continuous adjustment throughout your life. Maintaining good health is a lifelong pursuit, and as you age, your goals and methods need to evolve accordingly. Speaking from personal experience, it's been fascinating to observe how the body changes over the years. This journey has required me to set aside my ego when working out and to reassess my goals. While I once focused on pushing myself to achieve personal bests, I've had to accept that I can't go as hard as I used to. Now, my priority is maintaining a consistent workout schedule and simply enjoying the process. My goal now is to delay the aging process for as long as possible. Dick Van Dyke is my inspiration. Adapting to your circumstances is crucial. A motto to live by is do your best and forget the rest. By embracing this mindset, it allows you to find joy in the journey, regardless of the changes that come with time. Tip 3 involves silencing that harsh inner critic. Start by practicing self-compassion and speaking to yourself like you would to a close friend. Remember, you deserve kindness, especially from yourself. Try to reframe negative thoughts into positive, constructive feedback. Positive phrases such as, do your best, forget the rest. There is no such thing as failure, only feedback. Progress, not perfection. Done is better than perfect. Help keep me out of the perfectionist trap. Do you have any positive phrases that you use to help keep you focused on achieving your goals while trying to overcome your perfectionist demons? I'd love to know. Share them in the comments section below. Tip 4. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Find joy in the act of doing, not just finishing. When you concentrate on the experience and what you're learning, you detach your self-worth from the result, making each step fulfilling in its own right. This approach of focusing on the process rather than fixating on outcomes is instrumental in overcoming perfectionism. Perfectionism often revolves around rigidly measuring success based on flawless outcomes, such as achieving a specific number on the scale or flawless adherence to a diet or exercise regime. When we place too much emphasis on these outcomes, we set ourselves up to fail, to feel disappointed and frustrated with ourselves, especially when immediate results aren't achieved. By shifting your focus to the process, making consistent healthy choices, forming habits, and nurturing your well-being, you take a more balanced approach. This approach acknowledges that progress is not always linear, and that setbacks and challenges are natural parts of the journey. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as a normal part of the process. Setback is a part of everyone's journey. Progress is never a straight line. Start to see setbacks simply as opportunities for learning and growth. For example, if the scale doesn't reflect the immediate results you hoped for, you can reframe it as feedback to adjust your approach rather than a reason to give up. This mindset shift helps you break free from the grip of perfectionism. It encourages you to celebrate small victories and recognize the value of every positive choice you make along the way. Over time, as you consistently prioritize the process over perfection, you build resilience, patience, and a deeper understanding of your own journey to health and well-being. Perfectionism is a tough nut to crack, but it's not invincible. By embracing imperfection, setting realistic goals, practicing self-compassion, and focusing on the process, you can break the chains of perfectionism. It's a journey, sure, but every step forward is a step towards a happier, healthier you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Remember, life is too short for perfection. Here's to being perfectly imperfect, and I'll catch you in the next video.